So it's begun, guys. The cope for Dricus du Plessis has begun because his fans are not happy. And I'm a Dricus fan. Okay, so I'm not like a hater. I like Dricus, I really do. He was one of my favourite champions of the current era. But let's not cope. He got dominated, he got ragdolled, he got exposed, as I said he would, against someone as elite as Khamzat Chimaev is. Now, was the fight action-packed? Was it exciting? In the sense that, it was like a back-and-forth war, No. It was pretty, for the most part, uneventful. But you have to appreciate the skill and the technique that Khamzat possesses to be able to do that for 5 straight rounds. He had 21 minutes of control time. Dricus did nothing for 21 minutes. He had one moment of success in round 5 where he nearly got a guillotine and he ended up on top of Chimaev for like a few seconds. He did nothing in this fight. He was outclassed and embarrassed, right? And I want to just point one thing out. I enjoyed this fight, okay? I know you might be thinking, well, you're just a fake hardcore, blah, 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 blah. Like what Guru says, you're all fake hardcores. If you enjoy this, you're a fake hardcore. Like, no. I think I have a newfound appreciation for like dominant grappling, and takedowns and wrestling since training. I've been training for like 2.5 months, and I know how complicated and technical that shit is. And to do it for 21 minutes straight against someone like Dricus is unbelievable. So I appreciate that, and I can see skill where skills being put into play. And I just want to also say one more thing, because I know what some people might say, but Bromo, didn't you criticize Ankalaev for holding and stalling the fight? Yes, I did. There's one big difference between Ankalaev's performance and Chimaev's performance. Ankalaev failed every single takedown that he tried. He didn't get a single takedown, not one. So what he ended up doing was holding up against the cage and stalling the fight like that in the 4th and the 5th a little bit. But he failed every single takedown. Chimaev hit 12 takedowns and controlled him for 21 minutes on the ground. That's the difference. Chimaev got the takedowns, Ankalaev didn't. So what we're going to do today is go through a little bit of cope, okay? Because I've seen a lot of comments online. And I just think they're funny, because it's pathetic. When people switch up so bad, they switch up so bad, bro. Let's look at this one first. Khamzat's last 5 fights were DDP, Whittaker, Usman, Holland, and Burns, and you get tweets like this. All of his fights are incredible. I swear, some MMA fans are the worst, and I seriously mean that. Go watch one Muay Thai, and that's a response to this. I will never watch another Chimaev fight for as long as I live. The absolute most boring, overrated bullshit fighter to ever watch. I don't give a fuck if you disagree. You're wrong. People, Chimaev has like one uneventful performance, one boring outing, and all of a sudden he's the fucking worst guy in the world. Like he didn't have a fucking war with Burns, a war with Usman, dominated Whittaker, dominated Holland, dominated Li Jingliang, dominated everyone else. And put on a fucking show and finishes. Obviously, not for the Usman and Burns fight, but they were fucking wars. And he has one fight where he just, fights smart and controls the guy for 21 minutes and doesn't do an awful lot of damage. And all of a sudden, he's the fucking worst person to ever live. It's one fucking fight. And if the game plan works, why change it? Why change it? You didn't have a problem with Sean Strickland when he beat Israel Adesanya, and I know that he dropped him in the first. But outside of that one time that he dropped him, it was pretty much just parry, block, 1-2 teep. I didn't see anyone complain then when Sean Strickland was 1-2 teep kicking Adesanya to a decision. But all of a sudden, because it's wrestling, it's shit. I've never seen a more boring fighter than Khamzat Chimaev. Dominant but boring as hell. A fucking sleeping pill we're about to have the most boring and inactive middleweight champion who looks like a terrorist and can't speak English. Again, it wasn't boring. I don't think it was boring. I think it was fucking. Honestly, I was quite enjoying it. Probably because I picked Khamzat Chimaev and he was proving me right. Maybe that's a bit. Maybe I was a bit biased going in. But like, I mean, I don't think people understand how hard it is to get someone in a crucifix. I think Khamzat did it 3 or 4 times to Dricus. Just got him down and got him in a crucifix. And I've seen MMA Guru, right, talk about the crucifix, saying he wasn't even throwing any hard shots in there in the crucifix. He was barely even doing anything. Dricus had his head tucked in. Dricus had his head tucked into Chimaev's chest. So how was he? He couldn't get any like brutal shots in, any elbows. Later on, he did. I mean, he managed to get some nice elbows and some nice, decent punches. But to start off with, Dricus had his head tucked in, and like we know, Dricus is a strong dude, so he's gonna have a strong neck. He was able to just maintain that position of keeping his head tucked in, so Chimaev couldn't get any big shots on him. So it's not his fault. And if it's such a fucking, and if it was so shit, just get up. You know what I mean? Here we go. And then there's a response. Khamzat has finished all his opponents except 3, Burns, Usman and Dricus. The only fight you can call allegedly say was boring is the Dricus fight. The other 2 were bangers. So he's not a boring fighter. It is in fact stupid to even think that he's a boring fighter. This is what I just said. One fight that you could call boring, and all of a sudden he's the worst thing ever. And then we have the stats. 21 minutes and 40 seconds of control time, 525 strikes landed, 45 strikes absorbed, and 12 takedowns. Now, I know a lot of these strikes were knees to the thigh and pitter-patter shots in the crucifix, but they add up. They add up. And that control time is no joke. Against someone like Dricus, and this whole narrative of Dricus is too strong, Dricus is this, Dricus is that. Now, all of a sudden, it's Khamzat's so boring, Khamzat's this, Khamzat's that. Why don't you criticise Dricus? I have not seen a single person, apart from Guru, because I did watch his, in fairness to Guru, I don't like the guy, but his recap of the fight was pretty balanced. He gave Khamzat praise for his dominant performance, but also voiced how he didn't enjoy watching it, which is fair. But it's these copers that go, he's the fucking worst thing ever. No. How about we criticise Dricus for his lack of ability to defend takedowns, for his lack of ability to get back up, lack of ability to defend a crucifix 4 fucking times. It happens the first time, you'd have thought that, he'd have figured something out. 3 or 4 times. Let's criticise Dricus for like I said in the build-up, his wrestling's not good. He got out-wrestled by Derek Brunson. He got taken down in the first round by Robert Whittaker. And people were thinking that he was going to stuff Khamzat. That he was going to get up from Khamzat. And then people are coping. Oh, well, it was just boring wrestling. It was really boring. No, you just don't like it because you like Dricus and you don't like Khamzat. Like I said earlier, when Sean Strickland puts on pitter-patter performances against Israel Adesanya, ignoring the takedown in the first round, right? It was literally jab, 2, teep, parry and block. Is that exciting to watch? No, but you don't like Adesanya. You enjoy watching him lose, so you enjoy watching Sean Strickland beat Adesanya. That's pretty much it. But you don't like Khamzat, therefore it's boring, and because it's not striking, but it's kind of the same analogy in a way, then it's shit. And I'm going to do a whole video on this fucking clown, Alex Pereira. That's coming next. Now, these narratives. Dricus is going to be too big for Khamzat. I said that he wasn't that. I said in my fucking in my streams and in my videos that I did on this in the past, Dricus is big. Khamzat's big as well. He's big as well. Khamzat has to finish early or he's in trouble. In fairness, I said that. But I did also mention in my debate when he's training with TJ Dillashaw's strength and conditioning coach, so his cardio is probably going to be a lot better. and it was. So I'm glad that I said that. Hamzat's gas tank is sus again for the cardio. Dricus has elite cardio. He does. He wasn't really slowing down. He just couldn't do anything. If he goes to a decision, Dricus wins. Blah 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 blah. And now Dricus loses. Now it's Hamzat just lays and prays, bro. Hamzat was boring, bro. Hamzat's on EPO, bro. It's fucking clown shit, man. This is kind of weird. He was never that good. I don't agree with that. I think Dricus is very, very good. Hamzat's just better. It's like with Volkanovski. When Volk lost to Islam and Tuporia, people like Volk's washed. No, it's just Islam and Tuporia are better than Volk. I said that going into the Lopez fight. I picked Volk to beat Lopez via decision as well. And I said, Volk isn't washed. It's just Ilya and Islam are just better. That's literally all it is. That's all it is. And this is the same thing. Dricus isn't bad. Hamzat's just better. And this is funny, man. This is funny. People are going to be mad at Hamzat when DDP's the one that let a man thrown around for 25 minutes. Basically what I said earlier, man. Like, people are going in on Hamzat like, all you did was control him. Dricus let him, bro. Dricus let him control. Like, Dricus was in the fight too. If it was so shit and like so boring and such a shit fighting style, like just get up, or stuff a takedown, stuff one takedown, Dricus. And even when he did get back up, he got 1-2 from Chimaev, straight back to the fucking shoot and gets him down again. People put all the blame on Hamzat, and it's like in the Ankalaev and Pereira fight. I said in my recap, Alex Pereira could have done more. He could have done a lot more. He was very hesitant. So he didn't look great either. I was annoyed at Ankalaev, but I also criticised Alex at the same time. You can be annoyed at Hamzat, but you got to criticise the other guy as well. And in fairness, again, Guru did that. He said Dricus' takedown defense was terrible. And he needs to work on that. He recommended working with Craig Jones. Maybe you will. Who knows? Then we've got DJ. All right, DJ, the absolute goat, with a pretty base take on Hamzat Chimaev. Let's listen.
If you guys don't want to watch grappling and wrestling and jiu-jitsu, don't watch UFC. Don't. You guys are complaining about something that it's a very simple problem to fix. For example, let's say Hamzat's about to fight again. You don't want to watch his style. All you gotta do is go like this. You see this button right here? It's called off button. You just go like this. You go off. You don't have to see Hamzat wrestle. It's a very simple problem to have. It's a very simple problem to fix, guys. You guys are making it a bigger deal than it is. If you guys...
100%. If you don't want to watch Hamzat fight, don't watch him fight. Simple as that. Now, I love the UFC. I don't watch every single fight. I'll be honest. If I see a fight that I'm like, I'm not interested, I won't fucking watch it. Did I watch Tatsu Taira versus Young Sung? No, I didn't. I wasn't bothered. I don't care. All right. Now I'll watch like most of the fights, like most of the fight nights. If I can watch him, I'll watch him. If I don't have time, and it's like Tatsu Taira versus Young Sung on short notice, I'm like, if I watch it, I watch it. If I don't, fair enough. I'm not really that bothered about that shit, man. Like, I'm not really arsed. Like, Roman Dolidze versus Fluffy, I watched that. I caught up on that one, because that one was like a fucking beatdown. But if you don't want to watch a fighter, you don't have to watch them. You can just turn off the telly, Don't tune in. Like, if it's a Hamzat main event, just watch up to the co-main and then go, I'm not going to watch it. But if you're going to watch it just to complain, then that's a you problem. That's a fucking you problem. And it's only a you problem. Then we have Sean Strickland, right, saying that I'm probably the only one in the UFC that can out-grapple that little whore for 5 rounds. Oh, Sean. No. No, buddy, no. No, definitely not. Right, and I got some shit saved on Instagram. So let's hop over to Instagram real quick. And we'll see. What's that? I didn't mean to put that on the screen. I didn't mean to put that on the screen. Who's that? Oh, that's me in my new rash guard. I didn't mean to put that on the screen. Sorry. I didn't mean to put that on the... Right, let's listen. Or maybe more like, let's fucking read. Let's watch this first. This shit's hilarious, bro.
Checks the low kick of Chimaev. Good 2-3 from Dricus. Anytime you're in a fight with him, you're a bitch. Just shoot again, bitch. Shoot again, you little bitch. Yeah, do that, you little bitch, boy.
You know what I find hilarious, and I hate to be that guy that says this, but he's literally sat... This gif, bro. This fucking gif is MMA Guru. Screaming behind the screen. Yeah, shoot you little bitch. Shoot you little bitch. It's like, he thinks like grappling and shooting like isn't a skill. He's like, oh, you gotta shoot you little bitch. Dude, you've even said that you don't train or do anything. So like, it's just like, it's so fucking wild to me. He just gets so angry about everything, and it's like, just relax. Just relax, bro. Hamzat would fuck you up. Obviously, he'd fuck you up. I mean, it's such a silly thing to say because he's a fighter, but call him a little bitch whilst this gif is literally you. I mean, you've even said that you never leave the house. You have no friends and you don't leave the house. This is fucking you, and you're shouting at... Just fucking... Chill, bro. Right, let's read some comments. Because, I mean, the fans are salty. Our DDP got sexually assaulted for 25 minutes. Yeah, he did. He got fucked up. Worst fight of all time. Can't believe I stayed up for this shit. It wasn't the worst fight of all time. I'd probably say Rosenhammer, Yunez, Carla Esparza. Adesanya versus Romero's probably worse. I mean, this was a complete domination. The only reason why it's the worst fight of all time is because Dricus couldn't do anything about it, and Hamzat did what he wanted. This is MMA. DDP got smashed by Chimaev. 2 others crying. Go watch boxing. If DDP can't hold the takedowns, bad for him. That's what I was saying, man. I mean, you've got to criticize Dricus, man. It's not just Chimaev, man. Like, I get there was not a lot of action. It was pretty dull if you like striking, which I like striking, and I get if you want to see wrestling, you know. I mean, Hamzat was trying to get some. He was trying to get in positions to get a submission. Like he was trying to get the back and get the hooks in, but he just couldn't do it because Dricus, obviously, you know, he was able to defend it pretty well at some point, so unless it was a crucifix. So it isn't like he wasn't trying. He was trying. He just couldn't get it done. But then it's this one. First they insulted his cardio, and now he was able to fight 5 rounds, and y'all still shit on him. Exactly right. You know, people complain. They go, well, you know, Hamzat's cardio shit. And he shows that his cardio shit, and then he goes, well, it's 5-round fight's fucking boring. It's boring. Grow up, bro. I wanted MMA, not wrestling with a hint of striking. Garbage fight. I mean, that's on Dricus, bro. I mean, defend the takedowns. If you know you're fighting a wrestler, you fucking make your entire camp around wrestling. If you know you're going up against an elite wrestler, your entire camp is wrestling, and that's what you prepare for. You don't even try and strike. You don't initiate, bro. You know Hamzat. If you know Hamzat's going to come in the first round and shoot, wait for him to shoot and try and time it, you know. I mean, obviously he tried and he nearly timed it well, but it's not good enough, is it? The complaining is such BS. It was a fun watch. I had fun watching it, man. I had fun watching it. UFC's in big trouble. This was the fight of the year and it turned everybody off. No, just people that are trying to cope and complain. Coping and complaining, brother. Then we got this. Everybody, I come to hug everybody. I hug everybody. I'm the king, man. Control. And getting crucifixes. And, you know, it is what it is, man. I mean, you can cope all you want, but this is just the reality, bro. Alright? I don't think people understand. Dricus did nothing in this fight. everyone's criticizing Hamzat. He did more than Dricus did. Dricus did nothing. He did 0, bro. He landed 40 strikes on Hamzat to Hamzat's 500. Stop coping, for fuck's sake. I like Dricus, bro. Like I said at the start, I like Dricus. He was shit in this fight. Like, Hamzat's just too good, man. He's so much better. It's just how it is. But you're criticising Hamzat Chimaev for not doing anything. Then what did Dricus do? You know, if Hamzat did nothing, and he had 400 more strikes and 12 more takedowns and 21 minutes more of control time, then what the fuck did Dricus do? You know what I mean? We'll read some more. Gayest champion in history. He was obviously not remembering John Jones. I don't like DDP, but I feel like he was the only one that wanted to fight. He literally did nothing. I mean, waste of time watching this fight? No, it's not. Because we found out Dricus can't wrestle. Like I said, I said he couldn't wrestle. He got out-wrestled by Brunson. He got taken down in the first round by Robert Whittaker. Here we go. Everyone kept saying Dricus is too big. Chimaev won't be able to take him down. If he goes past 2 rounds, Dricus takes over, easy win. But guess what? For the entire fight, Chimaev ragdolled him, tossed him around at will, dominated him physically and cardio-wise. This is mixed martial arts. You use what you're best at. Oh, I love that you use what you're best at. Does Pereira wrestle? No. I didn't see anyone complain when Pereira... And I know it's different because he was knocking people out, but like... You use what you're best at. Like, Pereira uses his kickboxing. Merab uses his freestyle wrestling. You know? Aljamain Sterling and Movsar Evloev use their wrestling. You know? Bad example, but Paul Craig relies on his jiu-jitsu. Doesn't really work for him most of the time. But you use what you're best at, and that's why it's mixed martial arts. Is it saying, like, you have to use every... This is the thing with mixed martial arts. It isn't saying that you have to use every single martial art that you possibly can, otherwise you're a shit fighter. It's no. Let's get people from all different sides of martial arts in a cage and see which martial art is superior. It isn't like, right, you're in mixed martial arts now, Hamzat, so you have to strike, you have to use your kickboxing, you have to use your wrestling, you have to use your jiu-jitsu, you have to use this, you have to use that. No, it's... If we put martial artists into a cage and say, use any martial art that you fucking want, who wins? And this time, it was the wrestler that won. That's what mixed martial arts is. It isn't that you have to use every single thing. I'm sick of people that, well, it's mixed martial arts, not wrestling. Alright, say that to literally every single striker on planet Earth. Say that to Sean Strickland, who struck with Adesanya for 5 rounds, jab, 1-2 teep, the whole fight. But you all love Sean because he beat the shit out of Izzy and no one likes Izzy. That's all it is, bro. Just stop coping, man. You're all copers. And like I say, could this fight have been more entertaining? Could it have been more brutal? Absolutely, I agree 100%. But it doesn't mean that it was a shit fight. It doesn't mean that his performance was shit. Alright? It doesn't mean that the fight was boring. It just means that you didn't like the outcome and you don't like the style that Chimaev has. And this is like, out of all of his fights, this is the only fight that you could call boring. So he's not a boring fighter. He's had one stylistic, like, it's just, have you ever heard of styles make fights? Styles make fights, guys, you know? I mean, Hamzat couldn't get the finish on Dricus. You know, he's a big, stocky guy. It's hard to get your arms around someone like that, you know? He is strong, you know? So when he's in the crucifix and he keeps his neck tucked in, it's probably hard to push his head down, you know? It's probably hard to get a choke on him when he's fighting the hands because he's strong. You know, you know what I mean? Like, styles make fights. Hamzat's next fight will be a finish. Alright, Dricus was his trickiest matchup. Dricus was Hamzat's, like, stylistically, Dricus was Hamzat's trickiest matchup, like, to date. And he will be his trickiest matchup that he'll ever have. Hamzat will dominate the rest of the middleweights. Sean Strickland doesn't stand a chance. He'll get submitted. It'll be Mavov next. That'll be quite an interesting one. Fluffy Hernandez has called him out. That'll be quite interesting. But it's one fight out of all. Like, go back and watch all of Chimaev's fights, including this one, and tell me how many were boring. You'll count one, and it's this one. And I don't think it was boring. I think you're all just coping because you don't like him. Alright? So that's that. Enough of the cope. Get over it. Alright? Like and subscribe. My links are down below. Until next time, I'll see you in a bit.